Okay, so I just talked about, I'm captured this part. Okay, we just talked about the cascading style sheet can control the fonts and the content presentation. And another function of cascading style sheet is to control the layout of the page. Okay, we did use the navigation bar and the content box and top graphic and also the container, big container, to lay out our box during our design for the family website. And here is the box model. For any of the box, you can define as paragraph or as a division. You can make something like this. You can explain that box like this. Okay, this is a demo. That area, the middle area is a content area, okay? So this part is a content. And then this part from the content to the edge of the border, that is margin, okay? And this piece, of course, that's border. Border, you can say border style, margin, how big that is. I'm sorry. This is padding. Okay, correction. Okay, this is padding from the content to where the border is. This is padding. Okay, from the border, the end of border to where the end of the page, your page, that is called margin. Okay. Okay, let me make sure everybody get it right. Okay, what is this? Padding, right? What about remote student? Did I confuse y'all? Okay, and what about this? That's border. And what about this? Okay, and then this is content, right? So as long as you remember that, then every time when you define border, padding, then you know what are you talking about, okay? For padding, you always, in margin, you always do top, right, bottom, left. If you have same padding on top and bottom and same padding for right and left, you can feel free to give two values. If you have all the four sides have same padding, then you're going to give only one value, okay? And position have a different status. Position have a static, which is default, and absolute, you have to give, okay, absolute to the window, okay, relative to the window, top 0 pixel or left 200 pixel something. And relative position, if you create container, you have a small container inside bigger container, then if the small container is inherent from bigger container, then you give a relative value that will be relative to the bigger container. Okay, so 0 index is for, if you have 3 boxes and they are overlapped, which one you want to show in front. Okay, so that's for 0 direction. Z direction. So this is some of the example like we did the background, well, basically containers, content navigation, all of that. So we did that in the family side. I'm not going to go through that. To smartly use percentage and inheritance and relative as a position is a good choice. I'm going to show you example. So now when you design the project, you probably need 2 or 3 columns. How am I going to get those container to flow left or flow right and to get it right? Okay, so I'm going to show you one example here. Well, let me see if I can. Let me finish here. Okay, border can have style, can have non-style, dotted, and dash, solid, double, groove, all of those. And width can have 1 pixel and any pixel you want, I guess. But color, you can give a color, or you can say border and have a bunch of different, property and then value together. Padding, you can give percentage or pixels. Margin, where is margin? It's from the box, the border to the edge of the window, right? Okay, so Flowing object. Okay, flowing object is like if you want to have a calendar, for example, our homeless pet initiative, we have a container to hold this calendar, and the calendar is going to be on the right. So what are you going to do to make it right? You can make it flow to right. Okay, this is a flow to right. Again, I'm going to show you that, then you will see better. And for different medias, you can have different style. So that's pretty much ended the lecture. I'm going to show you example on the here. Okay. So this one I'm going to share with you. Okay. This one is have 3 column being set up, and for each columns, the middle column have like 2 small container. So I'm just setting this up and for you guys to use later on when you develop the site. So the style is right here, already there. So you can put it outside in the global style file and link it back if you have multiple page. So you don't have to use one page. So what you can see is you have 3 different columns here. Okay, so you can fill out the columns with a lot of content if you want. Okay. So make it. I'm just going to grab the content. So you can extend it that with a box or content. You don't have to show the content border. Like here, I show border, just show you, okay, there is 3 columns. So how did I do the 3 columns? Right here, I define the class as column left, column center, and column right. Okay, 3 of them. If I don't have to have 3, I only need 2, I can do that. Or if I want different percentage, okay, let me do 40%. No, maybe 38% on this, 38% on this. And then what about this? How much is it? 20%? 23%? Okay. So I can make, oh, that's not, okay. The middle part, that's the middle center part. 20, 30, 38, and 20, 23. Okay, so you get 2 main columns have the content you can have, and then on the right columns you can have like the quick quick link, or the announcement or the event, the calendar or something. So you don't have to show like I said, you don't have to show the border. The border is really just show you how that works. Okay, so what this does, if I don't have the middle column have a center column, top and bottom, I just erase that, and then we have 3 columns. Okay, I just have 3 columns. And if you want to have multiple items, then you can have inside of center or inside of any box, you can put multiple box there. Okay, I think that's the biggest challenge, probably, having a border, having 3 different columns, and just fill out the information. So what I have done, so for the left columns, I did a flow left. You see that? And then I give a width for percentage for 38%. So, and I give a border. If I don't give a border, it's not going to be there. Okay. So you can head that up. And for the right one, I let it flow to right. And then the center one, I let it display inline block. Okay. Have percentage. You can't make this percentage like bigger than 100 because the border have at least 1 pixel. So if you put a 100, it will squeeze down to the next line because we have border. If we don't have border, then you can make it 100. Okay. And then the centerpiece, the center top and bottom, I position them, use inheritance, and then give a height of 300 and 150 pixels for the different heights. And then I make the middle column center, top and bottom within the column center right here. Okay. Okay. So that display as multiple columns for you. Any question? Mm-hmm. Hanson? Column. Mm-hmm.
Can you demonstrate why the actual calendar, if you want it to flow to the right, is the same thing like you did?
If you want to have 2 columns, you can just do this. Okay. If you want to have 2 columns, what you can do is you don't need this, right? You only have 2. You're probably going to, you may design some side have, okay, 2 columns. And if you want to, just like a newspaper, you have 2 columns and then 48, probably 48, or so that's left and right, right? So you don't need this, right? You don't have this. And then what you see is like this, 2 columns. Is that what your question? So, oh, the PAD initiative, um, the column, the PAD initiative. Okay, what is going on? Oh, something wrong with the internet. Reconnect to the informatics. Is that internet is not working? Huh? Everybody gone? No, it's here. Hello? Are you guys still there? PAD initiative. So you got a bigger left column and right column smaller, right? So what you do is just give different percentage. Okay, you want 70% of this or 68% and then 31%, and then you will have this here and right columns here. Is that what you're talking about? See, you're going to have a bigger container for the side, and then once you get the content area, you're going to push the 2 columns left and right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. You get a bigger content on left, and it's the same thing. If I give you this code, then you will be able to use the inheritance within the content area. You separate that to two columns. Yeah. Hmm?